that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Oh, yeah. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Everybody say it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it.
All right. Good morning, everyone, both here and at home. We're glad that you're here. My name is Sue Witter. I'm one of the practitioners here at the center. And this is a week that Reverend Karen, at the beginning of the year, she always goes away to rest, to rejuvenate, and replenish her soul so that when she comes back, she hits the ground with the same kind of fervor and joy that she always has. So we bless Hugh and Karen as they are taking this time of peace and reflection. So today, Reverend Clyde is going to be our speaker. We're excited for that. And, this year, the theme is timeless wisdom and evolutionary vision. And for me, at this time in our world, it's such a beautiful theme to have. So I know that as we set that intention for the world and for ourselves, that this will be a year that unfolds with a sense of beauty and grace and ease, because we are all across the world with the science of mind focusing on that concept. And I think that there is little in the world that is as powerful as that. So, does that fit right? You just bring the breath. See, it's been so long since I've done this, I have to ask for help. So it's time for the Bradfords. Thank you.
So just relax, take a deep breath.
I will make a quiet place within my heart. I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord.
Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know.
I will make a quiet place within my mind. I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord.
Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know.
I will make a quiet place within my mind. I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place.
So here in this quiet place where we have come together to honor the truth of who we are, we have come together to sit in the stillness in this moment, to open our hearts, to open our minds, so that we are able to hear in a new way everything that is said today. So I know that in this very moment, that one power, that wisdom, clarity, joy, happiness, health, abundance, kindness, compassion, love, and peace, that power that dwells in me and in each of us everywhere, that power is here right now in this still space. And each of us in this quiet can open our hearts and know to be still. I am in the flow. So as we move forward today, we do so with an open heart and an open mind, knowing that everything that is said will open us, touch us, and allow us the gift of knowing the truth of who we are. So I release this service out into the law, knowing that the universe must always say yes, and so it is. So my reading today is from 365 Days of Science of Mind. And it's from a section called The Spirit Goes Before Me. Good is at the root of everything, regardless of its seeming absence. But this good must be recognized, since there is but one Spirit, and this Spirit is in you and in everything. Then everywhere you go, you will meet the Spirit. You meet this Spirit in people, in places, and in things. This one Spirit, which manifests itself in, through, and as all, including you, automatically adjusts the parts to the whole. Therefore, you may accept with positive certainty that the Spirit within you goes before you and prepares your way. Your faith is placed in something as positive and certain as the laws of life, exact as the principle of mathematics, something ever present like the ethers of space, ever operating like the laws of nature. So in this moment, say, I know. The Spirit within me goes before me, making perfect, plain, straight, easy, and happy the pathways of my experience. There is nothing in me that can obstruct the divine circuits of life, of love, of beauty, of truth. My word dissolves every negative thought or impulse that would throw shadow of unbelief across the threshold of my expectation. I lift high my cup of acceptance, knowing that the divine outpouring will fill it to the brim. I identify myself with the living Spirit, with all the power, all the presence, and all the life there is. So give yourself a moment to feel that energy that goes before us and makes the way. And so it is.
This or something better is waiting for me. I know that this or something better is the key that'll set my heart free. I'm gonna let go of control. I'm gonna get out of my way. I know the universe conspires to bring me heaven today. I know that this or something better is waiting for me. I know that this or something better is the key that'll set my heart free. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. in my dreams. Let my imagination soar. I know that I have dreams that I must do, and that is what I was put here for. I know that this or something better is waiting for me. I know that this or something better is the key that'll set my heart free. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. Think that. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now. I know it, I claim it, I have it right now.
All right, thank you, Bradford. Welcome to West Valley Center for Spiritual Living, this or something better. So I just want to welcome everybody here. I want to welcome everybody online. I'm really excited that actually my sister and my dad are actually watching a live stream, so I'm very excited about it. I asked my sister to watch it because I said this message is just for you. But it's not, it's for everybody. All right, and then the other exciting piece is that that a lot of people that are, at least online, are not aware of is we have a lot of production information or production things going on right now. The sound, is the sound on? Oh, I need to turn on my mic. There we go. It's coming on now. Can you hear me now?
There we go.
All right. So that would help if I turn on my mic. We're back to my production process here. So we have so many moving parts now on our Sunday service. It's incredible. We've got multiple songs being managed back there in the sound booth, and every day I drop something new on Norm, and he just absorbs it every Sunday. And now with Juliana, we're able to show slideshows now, and I'm hoping that you can see them on Facebook. But we can see them beautifully here in the center. Well, now we've got, Juliana has two projectors, or two monitors that she's having to manage. So we, like I said, we've become a full-blown Sunday service. So again, so welcome. So my topic this morning is, I'm talking about habits. And I'm sticking with the theme of COVID that we've talked about all year long, or because of COVID, we've had to change the way that we do everything, right? So starting this new year, because of COVID, I'm not going to talk about New Year's resolutions. Instead, I'm going to talk about habits. Our habits can keep us in our condition, or they can lift us to our greatness. So I created an acronym to remind us of the truth about our habits. It can also be used as an affirmation. I have to tell you that I love spirit and divine intelligence. Unlike Reverend Karen, who has to prepare a Sunday talk every Sunday, I get this divine nudge from spirit every once in a while that says, hey, you need to share this message. Then I simply ask spirit what needs to be revealed, and I stay open. And then the most wonderful things start to happen. I start getting ideas, I get emails, I get Facebook posts. It all just starts happening at one time. This acronym that I came up with, it came to me while I was hiking on New Year's Day, and I think it's perfect for my talk today. The acronym not only gives us a new perspective on habits, but it continues to anchor us in our truth, that we are individualized expressions of God. So habits stand for healthy actions that bless my intentions, transcending spirit's desire to express. Habits are actionable affirmations that can keep us in our condition, or they can lift us to our greatness. I conducted an unofficial survey with everyone about habits and asking them about their habits. And the funny thing, the only thing that people brought up was their bad habits. So when we think of habits, we immediately go to our bad ones. So here's some example of what I call some bad habits. Google defines habits as an inquired mode that has become nearly or completely automatic. When I used to smoke cigarettes many years ago when I was in my 20s, when I thought it made me look cool. Smoking is a really good example of habits that are completely involuntary. Half the battle of quitting smoking is breaking the routine or the habit. I started developing a new habit over the last 6 months of turning on the news right when I wake up. I didn't even realize it until I started looking at all my habits. I'm in the process of changing that habit, or should I say moving that habit. My spiritual practice needs to come before the morning news. I was never much of a thumbsucker as a little boy, but I did bite my nails, and sometimes I still catch myself biting my nails. I'll admit, the other night, I caught myself chewing on my nails when I was watching the news about the rioting on Capitol Hill. It was sad and I was a little scared. Thankfully, it was Wednesday night and I met with my Science of Mind study group, and after the call, I felt recharged and grateful for that loving connection. So habits are learned behaviors that become flexible over time. So some of my good habits in my life is I brush my teeth, I go running, I meditate. These are all easy and they slide right into my busy schedule. Even when I'm traveling, I'm able to fit these habits into my schedule. So over the next week, as you're moving through your day, check in with yourself, and you will be surprised how many habits we really have. It's amazing how we are running on autopilot. Who needs a New Year's resolution? We have plenty to work with. So I found this quote online when I was researching habits. Good habits are the key to all success. Bad habits are the unlocked doors to failure. So I don't like the words good or bad, but I do like this quote. So are you living a successful, joyful, loving life? Or do we keep running into roadblocks that keep us from our good? So remember, there is no good or bad in God, only our choice on how we want to express life. Ernest Holmes says, it has taken humanity 1,000 years to learn that we have the power to control our own destiny. We created all of our habits, and they are shaping our future. If we think some of our habits are bad, why don't we change the habit? Why do we continue to leave our doors unlocked and allow discontent to creep into our lives? So I want to share a short story about bad habits. So this rich man once came over to this old wise man and asked this old wise man to help his son with his bad habits. The old man asked the young boy to take a walk with him through his garden. After taking a few steps, the wise man says, go over there and pluck that small flower out of the ground. So the boy goes over there, grabs the flowers with his fingers, and easily plucked it right out of the ground. The wise man nodded, and they resumed walking in the garden. A few steps later, he looked over again, and he pointed at another plant, and this plant was a little bigger. And he asked the boy to go and remove that plant out of the ground. The boy went over there, grabbed it with one hand, and just pulled it right out of the ground. The wise man just nodded, smiled, and they continued to walk. Now the wise man pointed over to a small bush and said, pluck this out of the ground. So the young boy, all proud of himself, went over there, grabbed the small bush with both of his hands, and with all of his strength, he was able to pull that bush right out of the ground. The wise man said, now you see that tree over there? Go pluck that one. So now the young boy was all proud of himself, and he walks over to that tree, and he wraps his arms around the trunk of that tree and pulls as hard as he could, but he could not remove the tree. It's impossible, master. I can't do it, said the young boy. The wise man pointed at the tree. You see, my boy, it's the same with our habits. If we let them grow, they'll take root and become harder and harder for us to remove them. So what is stopping you from changing your habits that do not move you towards your good? This year, we can become the observers of our life and choose the habits that support the life that we want to live. Let's not make New Year's resolutions or build new habits. why don't we conduct a personal inventory of our current habits and ask ourselves, am I expressing love? Am I living the life that I want to experience? Our lives are changing, and we are evolving as spiritual beings. Our habits should not hold us back, but support us as we continue to grow and expand our consciousness. One of my favorite habits I created about 2 years ago, it was for our Wednesday night Science of Mind study class, or group. This journey through the textbook has been a part of our spiritual practice, and we explore and understand and accept the spiritual principles. After 2 years of meeting, almost every Wednesday, we are on page 234. And we have about 3 years to go. So if anybody's interested in joining us on our Wednesday night group, and if you want to create a wonderful habit that supports your life, you're welcome to join us Wednesday night. We also have other spiritual groups that you can join. So on Tuesday, we at 2 p.m., there's Good Vibration Discussion Group with Paula Warren. We also have at 6 p.m., the Course of Miracles with Joan Welch. And then on Thursday at 2 p.m., Nancy Noel is still doing her book study group. So there's many opportunities for you to help you get grounded and centered in our truth. All of this information is on our website, and it's in our weekly newsletter. There's a section in the Science of Mind book on page 222 that talks about how habits are acquired and treated. That reading was the inspiration for my talk today. We had a discussion about a month ago, and I felt a shift in my consciousness. Ernest Holmes says, at the root of all habits is one basic thing, the desire to express life. It is the impulse of spirit to express. This is nothing new, but I heard it in a different way, in a way that anchors my spiritual truth and reminds me that I am spirit in action. It gives me the permission to be gentle with myself and others as we navigate this journey through life. We are here to experience and express life, and our habits is another way that spirit is expressing through us. In the Science of Mind textbook, Ernest Holmes uses an example of a man that goes to a practitioner for prayer to stop his liquor habit. I had this exact request about 5 years ago. So during the Gay Pride event. So I was at New Vision, and we had a booth at the Gay Pride event, and we were praying with people during the event. And this young man came up and asked for prayer, wanted me to pray with him. And so we met, so I met with the young man for a while his friends were waiting and drinking outside the booth. And he asked me to pray for him to stop drinking. So we talked for a short while, and he didn't want his friends to know what his prayer request was. I explained to him the power of prayer, and he was willing to try anything. I did not pray to heal the man. Instead, I prayed to release any thoughts that he had that did not support his truth. The man decided he wanted to quit his drinking habit, and he needed help remembering his truth. Ernest Holmes reminds us, if we do not control our thoughts, they will control us. When we're thinking about our habits, we immediately go to the bad ones. But if we can remember that our habits are impulses of spirit trying to express through us. Now, can you look at your habits differently? It's life's desire to express. We are the conduit for life to express, and we get to choose how we want to express and experience life. It's still God expressing and experiencing itself. Emma Curtis Hopkins uses God and good interchangeably. Everything is God, and God is only good, and we are part of that everything, so we are good. So do you believe that you are good? Do you believe that you deserve your good? Do you believe that you're that individualized expression of God? I remember when I was back in ministerial school, and one of my classes was Contemporary Applications of Science of Mind, and basically how to apply Science of Mind principles to current events. My instructor was a minister from the Aurora Church, which is the suburbs of Denver. And she was also a first responder when something catastrophic happened in a city. She was called the day of the shooting at the movie theater in 2012. Our class was a couple of years later, and it was a regional class, which meant that we met one weekend, and then we had to read and research a topic, and then we got together about a month later for the follow-up weekend. I will never forget the class because I had another spiritual shift in that class. When we met that first Friday night, after all of the introductions and everybody settled down, the instructor began to tell her story about the theater shooting. She explained the situation and her actions from the time that she arrived at the theater to when she gave her Sunday message at her community. I don't remember, but I think someone in her community was either shot or even killed by the shooting. Her story of all that transpired over the course of several days was very scary, and she ended the night by saying how life truly supports us, and Spirit is always leading the way. She told us that she would tell us the rest of the story the next morning. That night when I went to bed, that's all I could think about. And that night I did not think that I could be a minister, because I did not think I could have done what my instructor did. I was sad, I was confused, I was terrified, all at the same time. Everyone showed up for class the next day, and I could tell that everyone was reflecting on the information from the night before. That morning, the instructor shared with us multiple events that happened in her life before, that provided her the tools to be prepared for that sad event. She gave example after example of situations where what she learned and experienced in the previous year helped her navigate through the challenging situation and lead her community through the pain. By the end of the class, I knew I could be a minister because we never are doing it alone. We are guided by that divine intelligence. We just need to stay open to receive. We are conduits for life to express. We are here because life needs us. The whole universe is supporting us right now. We get to choose. So how are you choosing to express life? Our habits are Spirit's desire to express. Instead of looking at them as good or bad, let's look at them as constructive or destructive habits. Ernest Holmes says, in man, the impulse must express at the level of his consciousness. Some express themselves constructively and some destructively. Some of my constructive habits are my spiritual practice. Reading spiritual books, meditating, and praying keeps me centered and anchored in my truth. It's all God, it's all good, and I'm part of it. I eat fruits and vegetables every day. It keeps my body healthy. I exercise 3 times a week. It keeps my body strong. I send happy, joyful Facebook messages of videos that I find on Facebook. It reminds me of love. I go biking and running and hiking every weekend because I find time to play. So when's the last time you've conducted a personal inventory of your habits? How many of them support the life that you want to live? How many of our habits rob us of our good? We all have destructive habits, and we need to love all of ourselves. So remember, destructive habits are also Spirit expressing through us. When we recognize a destructive habit, we need to be gentle with ourselves and figure out the thought or the belief behind the habit. Always ask yourself if the habit supports the life that you want to live. So here's some examples that I call destructive habits because they rob us of the life that we want to experience. Overthinking. Remember what Eric Butterworth said. The only decision that we have to make is a decision to begin. The rest of it will be discovered. Life is always supporting us. Inconsistent sleep habits. In this picture, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but the woman is holding a cell phone. I'm sure that we can all come up with a few things that our habitual cell phone habit is taken away from the life that we want to experience. Eating junk food. We are what we eat, and we choose what we eat. Living in the past. This habit keeps us from living in the present. We can't change the past, but every decision of every day is laying the path for our future. Listening to negative people. Surround yourself with people that love and support you. That is the only requirement to be my friend. So, what do you want in 2021? How do you want to express and experience life? Our job is to figure out what we want, and it's the universe's job to figure out the how. I have faith in divine intelligence and the law of order. If we look at nature, we are reminded over and over again that there is this perfect, strong, but flexible balance in nature. Why would it be any different in my life? Ernest Holmes says, the ideas of a successful life will create success. First, we need to be clear about what success means to us. Then we need true conviction. You really believe you are successful. Your thoughts and beliefs become objectified in the outer world. When this happens, success becomes habitual. So first, what does success look like to you? Money, family, health, relationships? If you're not clear what you want, how can life support you? So for me, success looks something like this. I love money. But the reason why I love money is because all the things that I enjoy. I like taking trips. I like buying art. I even like giving money to the center, to our spiritual home. As it relates to work, I help people and organizations achieve their greatness. I want everyone that I have a personal relationship with to know that I love and support them. And I want to feel their love and support. Remember, the only criteria to be my friend is to love and support me. I love the outdoors activities. That is how I get recharged. And honoring my spiritual journey and my acceptance of oneness. So what does success look like to you? Then we need to turn our attention to true conviction. Do you really believe you are successful, regardless of the conditions? Do you know and accept your success? Do you accept that you are worthy of your good? How about more good? Do you bring a coffee cup to the well of good, or do you bring a bucket? And once we align ourselves with spirit, the last part is easy. Your thoughts and beliefs become objectified in the outer world. Then when this happens, success becomes habitual. You make choices that support your good. So taking classes, meditating, praying, and practicing the law of circulation are all spiritual practices that can help us build habits that support the life that we want to live. So I want to close with a quote from Lo Tao's, knowing we have the ability to live the life that we want to experience. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, they become your destiny. And so it is. So let us pray. So we just simply allow our hearts and minds to stay open, to feel that vibration of love that is surrounding us right here, right now, remembering that truth, that that divine spirit is always present in our life. That divine intelligence is guiding and directing all life and our life right here and right now. And when I look out into nature and I look out into life, I know that there is only good, there's only power, there's only creativity that is being expressed. It all looks different, but it all comes and leads to the same place. It starts from that place of love, and it is continuing to evolve to that higher and higher expression of goodness. There's only good in God, so there can only be that higher expression of goodness. And what I know that is each person, not only in this community, but around the world, is that individualized expression of God, whole, perfect, and complete, just the way that they are. I know that all the habits that they have in their lives, all the New Year's resolutions, all the experiences that they're experiencing, is God expressing, is Spirit wanting to express through each and every one of us. So what I know is it's all good. And as we learn and grow and live this life, we learn the truth about who we really are, that perfect expression of God. And so I know as we move into 2021 and we become very clear of what success looks like to me, to each one of us, that we align our habits, we align our thoughts with Spirit, to show more love, to express more love, to be more love. We are going through changing times right now, and 2021 is a new year, a new day, a new life, and a new expression. And we all are adding our consciousness and our lives and our expressions to this new year. And so I know that it'll be good. I know that it's already unfolding to its highest and best good, because that is what life does. So as we rest in this place of knowing this truth and stand in our faith, that every day we are guided by that divine intelligence, that wisdom, that knowledge is already within us to know what we need to do to love and express and to live the life that we want to experience. So I give thanks for all of these spiritual principles to help me understand this life, to help me live the life that I want to experience. I give thanks for our community because we come together every Sunday, either in our center or online, to support one another through this beautiful journey called life. And all we're doing is loving and supporting each other, because we know that each life is unfolding in divine right order, the way it's supposed to be. And I give thanks for life itself, because I've been birthed. We are birthed here to be the God agents of change, to express, to love, and to experience. And that's what we're doing today and every day. So knowing this truth and knowing that 2021 is another step in evolution of unfolding to its greatness, I simply release these words into the law, knowing it's already happening right here and right now. And we simply anchor this truth by saying, and so it is.
Grateful for all the love that I have. I am so grateful for all the love that I have. Everywhere I look and every face I see is love reflected
Thank you, Bradford. As always, you bring a light to the service. Thank you for the gifts you bring. So it's time for giving and receiving, and to do that, for those of you who are here in the center, we have boxes at several places, one at the back of the sanctuary, one out in the lobby, where you can give your gift. And if you are home, feel free to send it in or go online, or use Easy Tithe. But your gifts allow us to continue to give the gift to the world. So thank you. And if you'll repeat with me the joyful giving affirmation, I live in a consciousness of good. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Bradford. And yes, it does feel good to be alive. So if everybody could stand with me if you can, and we will have a quick closing affirmation. Just repeat after me. I know all my habits are blessed because their spirit expressing. And supporting the life that I want to live. And so it is. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.